I'm too far away. I was trying to get far enough back so that you can see that beautiful river in the far background. That is the most beautiful view from, oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all just saw that, but I ripped my shorts earlier today and I just gave y'all a peekaboo. And here we go. So, hey everybody. Sheesh, someone says. I am coming to you live from Longhorn Lester's. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now that I already went to Facebook a little bit earlier. And I did the two separate because I'm only with one phone today. Hey everybody. I'll give a couple of seconds for everyone to jump in. Now, if you've already, if you're one of those folks who on both platforms, then you might have already seen this. I did change locations, and I'm pretty much going to talk about the same stuff that I talked about a little bit earlier. But I do know there's a lot of folks who refuse to use Facebook. You only go with YouTube. And so I don't want to leave you guys out of stuff. So I'm waiting just for a couple more seconds or so. It's really nice to see folks from all over the country and over the world. So I'm not always the best at keeping up with comments. They go by so fast. I wish there was a way to you could slow them down a little bit. I do know that there is some stuff when you do the computer, it gives you a lot of other options to slow things down. But on your phone, you take what you can get. And so, Darcy, I will not be giving Carl a kiss anytime soon, okay? But I do know that you love Carl, and I will promise to try to show him a little bit extra love. And I have been. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm trying to do a couple of things to make a few adjustments here. But you're probably saying, Lester, you should have had that done before you started your live. So tilt the camera a bit when you don't have to worry. So I'm not real sure of the tilt you're referring to, and I don't know exactly what this camera is capable of doing on this tripod. Ooh, is that what you're referring to right there? I thought that that was the angle that people did not like because it kind of has you looking up into the double chin nose hair region. That's funny because I saw a meme a while back, and it was like this over here. And the meme was like every old person's profile picture. And yes, this is true. This right here is every old person's profile picture. And I'm not that old yet to have this kind of a profile picture. But when you start taking, let me fix this back. So I don't know. Y'all can still see my torn shorts. Listen, y'all, I'm working. At least it's my shorts that are torn, not my undies. The undies are good. So, okay, I guess I'll go ahead and kind of get this thing kicked off. I want to first of all say thank you. I want to say thank you because I posted a video on the Longhorn Lester's YouTube page last night. It was a very emotionally charged video that I built with much emotion, but I wasn't overcome with the emotion until Lisa Fleming, take it back. Everyone right now, stop sending money. Stop sending money. I don't want money. I'm going to say that one last time in a polite and loving and respectful way. Lisa, and to the other folks who've sent money, please don't do that. I'm asking you with in a polite, kind, but loving way to please don't do that. I would so much rather just have loving kindness in the comments. And man, over the last couple of days, I have been public enemy number 1. 3 times I have done some really horrible things this week, and I've gotten on everybody's bad side. I feel like I am on everybody's bad side except for Jamie's. How odd is that? And no, Jason, you cannot send 69 cents. I'm not real sure that's some kind of a sexual innuendo joke, but let me talk. There's a lot of stuff. You guys are going too fast, and I have a lot of things to talk about. So let's talk about, let's just go in order. Number one, please don't send money, because we get paid through advertisements. And I have zero guilt about taking money from an advertiser, because that's the way it's been done for years and years and years. You go to the movies and you got to sit there for 20 minutes watching advertisement after advertisement after advertisement until your movie finally gets started. You want to watch your favorite TV? Survivor. Jamie and I watch Survivor, and every 5 minutes you get 5 minutes of good quality TV time, and then you have to spend 3 minutes waiting for the commercials. And so I get the way that works. So guys, let the advertisers pay for the things that we're able to do for the animals and the things that we're doing here at Longhorn Lester's. Please do not let it be you guys. Let it be the advertisers. Let it be the commercials that do this, and that have no guilt in that at all. So number one, let's just go ahead and squash that. Please do not send your hard-earned money. Instead, if you're a woman, go get your nails done. You never want to be a woman looking like this. If you're a woman and you look like this, please go fix those. I'm not trying to gross you all out, but if you're a woman and you have nails like this, with cuticles are all chipping back and your nails look horrible and they got dirt underneath them, ladies, go fix that. Take $20 and go fix that. And then you can also, ladies, if you're a woman, please go invest in a new pair of shoes. You do not want to be walking around with shoes that look like that, okay? Please, ladies, go invest in a nice pair of shoes. Now, if you want a suggestion on what I consider nice shoes, let's just not go there. Yes, commercials are a channel's moneymaker, says somebody, and that is so true. Commercials are a channel's moneymaker, and you let those commercials make money. Do not send yours, and that goes to any channel. I don't care what channel you're watching. Do not send money to a channel if they're monetized, because I promise you, they're already making their money, and all you have to do is watch. So I've always said that it's up to us. It's up to the video creator to keep you engaged enough to watch the video past the ad. And so that make us work for money. We don't want freebies. I may be the only video creator out there saying that, but it's true. Nobody wants freebies, and not in this family. So make us work. And there's a lot of lessons to be learned as a video creator when you just begin to take advantage of your audience and thinking, oh, they'll watch. Guess what? If you don't give them quality product, they're going to find real fast another channel that will. And so make us work. And so that was one thing I wanted to talk about and address. Number two, all of the hate. My God, YouTube, you used to be the kindest people to me. YouTubers used to be my happy place because YouTubers are all about watching videos. You guys normally watch for more time than what the Facebookers watch. You're not as critical. You know, you appreciate a guy at least trying, you know, and you've also are very accepting of people who make a lot of mistakes. And listen to me, I make a lot of mistakes, y'all. I make a lot of mistakes, but it's not because I don't try. I'm not trying. I love this. Annette says, yep, there's pee-pats everywhere. And that's true. I hate that I refer to cranky, uptight, entitled folks as peep hats. But I had a peep hat as my grandmother, and that's how she was. And now I just refer to anybody who's like that as a peep hat. I loved my grandmother, though. I really do. Make video creators work. And so let me talk about my screw-ups of the week. My screw-ups. Number one started with the turtle incident. Guys, in hindsight, you know what they say, hindsight is always 20/20, right? And in hindsight, what I did to that turtle, hey babe, Jamie just showed up. I need her over here actually. What I did to that turtle was wrong. And I can't tell the turtle that I'm sorry. Let me put my brakes on. My four-wheeler's rolling backwards. And you don't want to roll backwards here. Look, you do not want to roll backwards here. This is not a place to have your four-wheeler rolling backwards on you. Yes, what I did to the turtle was wrong. Now, let me tell you how it started. It was just the fact that I was driving my four-wheeler down by the river and I noticed the turtle. And so instantly you begin to generate ideas for a video. And my idea was to take that turtle and of course, you know, in true Lester fashion, you probably make things a little bit more dramatic than what needs to be. And so I'm like, predator, there's a sneaky, stealthy predator creeping up onto Longhorn Lester's, and we're gonna say no to this. Okay, well that predator, that turtle, I don't know if a turtle is a predator to anything. I don't know what turtles do because I've never studied turtles or tortoises, and I don't know the difference. Please don't go into some kind of discussion now about the difference. I'll on my own. But when I saw the turtle or the tortoise, I thought video idea. So without thinking, guys, that's what I normally do. Without thinking, I go pick up the turtle, and then I'm going to give him a ride with Longhorn Lester. And me and that turtle, we take a ride on my four-wheeler, and I thought that was cute and funny. But come to find out, he was actually a lot more active and fast-moving than what I thought. And so I knew that he was going to end up falling off the four-wheeler. So I took that turtle or tortoise and I walked him down as close as I could to the river. Now, you saw in the video that the guys who'd done our pond also came over here and they cut me a road down to the water's edge. So I got down as close as I could, I'd say about 4 or 5 feet off the water, and I tossed the turtle. I did not grenade launch that turtle, guys. I did not grenade launch that turtle the way some of y'all exaggerated it. I didn't throw the turtle like a baseball. I tossed the turtle down into the water. And I never, at that point, never did I think there was anything wrong with what I had done until I posted the video a couple of days later and I saw all of the comments. And then what normally happens on a controversial video is once one person begins to point something out, then those comments begin to catch like a wildfire, they say, because people love to get one of those in their comments. Have y'all noticed that? People love to get one of those. And so if you put a comment and you get one of those, then next thing you know, someone else is like saying, yeah, that's true, because they want one of those. And then they want one of those. And so next thing you know, if someone says something kind like, Lester, I love the way Longhorn Lester's is looking, and they get nothing, well, that's not very empowering. I spent all my time making this comment to give him a compliment, and I didn't get nothing in return. And so next thing you know, someone says something mean, and they get a thumbs up on it, maybe 2 thumbs up. And all of a sudden, that begins to become very empowering to people. And that entire video, with all of the neat things that was in that video, the fella who did the mean green, the guys who did the hydro seeding, his entire, I don't want to call his 15 minutes of fame, but his video got overshadowed by the beginning. And so I contacted Corey, and I shook his hand, and I apologized for not allowing the comments, but I told him that we couldn't just have the page being taken over by that kind of stuff. So I removed the comments that day. Sometimes when you remove the comment capabilities, it takes away from people, because a lot of folks enjoy reading the comments. A lot of people enjoy reading the comments, and they didn't have a chance to read comments on that. But I didn't want people to be reading about all the Lester's not thinking ahead, and Lester's. So I left the video for those who watch those, but I did remove the comments. That was one. Number two was when I tried to help Jamie with her garden. I've even though I don't garden, I've grown up in a household where there was a garden every year. And guess who the ones who were stuck doing the gardening were? My dad may be the one who actually buys the seed, and my dad may be the one that plans the garden, but I'm going to tell y'all something that you probably don't know. My dad had 4 workers. My dad had 4 day laborers that he put to work on every project around that house. That would be me, my brother Daniel, my older sister Kim, and my younger sister Tina. And so my dad may have planned a lot of projects, but don't let my dad ever fool you into thinking that this is what I've built, this is what I've done. No, it was on these shoulders and these legs and these muscles that everything around my dad's house was built, because my dad was responsible enough to make us learn responsibility the hard way. And so it was all of us that worked our entire lives in gardens, on fencing, and I'm not upset about that. I'm actually blessed that here I am today, and on this back and shoulders have created a beautiful thing here at Longhorn Lester's, because my dad taught me how when I was young. And so I've made the mistake of not making LE and not making Lex do more things, you know, but that will be a price that they'll realize later in life, that they're going to wish they knew how to do more things. They will one day wish they knew how to do more things, but it's because I do not go to their bedrooms at 6 in the morning banging on the door to say, get up, let's go to work, let's get to work. And so if you had a parent that made you work, then more than likely you know a lot about responsibility. And in your adult life, you've been able to do a lot of things for yourself because you were taught at some point how to do that. Unfortunately, if you're an adult and you don't know how to do things, it's probably because your parents never made you. So we were my dad's day laborers. He kept us working from daylight until dark, and there's not a, I don't know if my dad ever says otherwise in his videos, but if he ever does, don't you believe a word of that. Do not believe a word of that, because us 4 kids worked our tails off. And in saying so, we know about gardening. We know about gardening because we've had to thin out gardens. We know that too many of the same plant in clusters can end up drawing nutrients from each other, and so the entire garden will do poorly. And so you have to weed things out. And so Jamie does not come from a family of gardening. And so when I told her that we had to weed out those cucumbers and she said no, that was the mistake I made in that video, by letting you guys know that Jamie said no. Even though, once again, I made the video just a part of trying to be entertaining and making myself out to be the antagonist of the story. Letting you know, and so I had no idea there were going to be so many people jumping on that hateful bandwagon of how dare you, Lester, how dare you. And so, man, listen to me. I will not for a minute say that women have been treated unfairly for a long time, and it's about time that women or have voices that are heard and men stop being so abusive in so many ways that they have been to women domestically and otherwise. But I'm afraid at the same time that too many people begin to project those kind of demons onto folks who do not have those kind of intentions. And so the whole Me Too movement has been great to call attention to things, but it has also made it to where sometimes people take it a little bit overboard when it should not be taken overboard. And I am afraid that that happened on that particular video. A lot of, yeah, I know. Someone said, exactly, have I seen anything with Johnny Depp? I don't watch the trial video, but I just catch the highlights on things like the little reels and stuff. And so I, me taking and cleaning out Jamie's cucumbers was not meant to be a way to impose my will or raise my hand or all of the things that might have been a part of people's lives that they've experienced. It was nothing like that at all. I was not trying to, you know, be one of those kind of guys. I was trying to weed out the garden because it needed to be weeded out. By me contacting the guys that I contacted, who I call the experts, was just a way to make the video more fun and engaging and interacting with some of the other YouTube creators that I watch. But it came out to where everyone, no, and I hate to say everyone, because there were a lot of folks who supported me on having to do that. But it's similar to when I had to clean out or weed out some of the ducks or the geese or the chickens there at the house. A lot of folks are, jumping on that and getting upset about it. But it was a simple, Lester was weeding the garden and trying to make it be a healthier, flourishing garden. It was no way was I trying to be one of those guys to put my foot down and get up in your face and raise my hand. Guys, I don't have that kind of relationship. And someone says, did Jamie get mad? Jamie! Jamie's over in the barn dominium. She's unloading her vehicle. She brought more supplies over. I'll try to call her over, but no, Jamie wasn't mad. Jamie wasn't mad at all. Jamie wasn't mad at all. Not one bit. Jamie has taken her own bit of criticism this week. I was hoping that she'd come talk about it herself. I'm sure we'll do it on Sunday during our live we do together. But Jamie has had some people get on to her for different things that she's done. And so it's been a rough week. YouTube has been a rough week. We've taken a lot of criticism from YouTube, and that's uncommon. Hey, babe, can you walk over? She didn't do her makeup and her hair's not done, and she's probably embarrassed about how she looks. So, hey, don't worry. I'm not going to stop doing what I do. But understand that when I turn off the comments, it's just because I see things are getting out of hand. And as much as we love engagement and we love, people interacting, at some point, it's like when, you've seen a dog that's been beat up and that dog begins to get just where it just lays there and takes it and just, we're not dogs here. We don't like you would a dog. And sometimes people can do that in their comments. Hey, babe, walk on over here. And Jamie's going to come by. And I was talking about a little bit of the beat down that we've taken this week on YouTube. And I talked about me and the turtle, and I've apologized for the people that were upset by how I treated that turtle. And then I talked a little bit about the weeding of the garden. And then someone asked, was Jamie upset about that? What can you say?
No.
Huh?
I was not upset about the cucumbers. In reality, I know that it was something I couldn't do myself. I know that it needed to be done, and I've read about it, and even my own mother told me, you're gonna wanna thin some of those out. As I know, I'm probably gonna have to thin out more things, which means that Lester's gonna have to thin out more things, because I don't know if you, I guess like I'm it sounds so dumb to say I'm emotionally attached to a cucumber plant, but it was something that I did, that I grew, that is living. And what if I picked the wrong one? What if these don't live now and these were the ones that were going to be the strong ones? It caused me, this sounds stupid, it caused me a little bit of anxiety to have to deal with. So in the end of the day, I'm glad that you did it for me.
No, and even when I did it, I don't even know if I did it right, because a lot of folks were saying, don't compost those, replant. Guys, we've never replanted those. So you know what? I will play ignorant again to the fact that I didn't know. All I knew is that when we were younger, we'd have to weed them out a little bit, thin them out. And they always say, give you little clusters 3 inches to grow. And so if there's a different way that you do it or other farms do it, that's all the power to you, but it's not my thing. But I was only trying to help. And then I also mentioned that you're taking a little bit of hell yourself this week. You want to talk about a little bit of the beat down you're taking?
Right now you're taking me from my housefly CPR course, my resuscitation. I'm very busy in there trying to record a video about me bringing a fly back to life. So there were a lot of haters because I tried to save a chick's life, and because I put a lot of thought into what was going on with my hens and moms. And you know what? I'm learning, and when I look at a life, it's a life to me, and I enjoy life. And to see something suffer, or to see something that clearly wasn't working out, my brain works like trial and error. I have to try it, I have to see it, I have to read about it, I have to do it. And I bring those videos to y'all. If we were the type of people who let things just die and didn't even tell you, I don't think that we would be the same channel. But that's my heart. So someone made a comment and said, Lester, you better get Jamie in check, because next thing you know, she's gonna be bringing houseflies back to life.
Yeah, I laughed at that. That was funny.
So y'all just stop being mean. I don't know what's going on in the world that's making everybody so hateful, but it's been a heck of a hateful week. So
so I will not turn off. Thank you, baby. When you get a free chance, can you bring me a Dr. Pepper? I've swallowed this one down. I am so thirsty. No rush, but when you have a chance.
Well, that means that you can't have any tomorrow, Lester.
I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Thank you. By the way, the tile thing was a total surprise. Really sweet, and it made me cry.
Well, even that part about the tile thing and my song at the end, that wasn't good enough, because all I did was create the letter T, which they can only stand for Tex. And I could have put a J with those tiles, Lester. I didn't think about that, but
it was good.
Yeah.
No, it was really good. I will get you a Dr. Pepper. Good seeing y'all. I really am back to work, and it's not
I told them we'll be together on Sunday.
Yeah, true story.
So no, we're not going to start shutting down comments. There's no way that I would enjoy doing a channel if I couldn't gauge and see some of y'all's reactions to it. I actually made a video, one that I should not have made, in sort of a defensive tone, talking about the power of a comment. And believe it or not, guys, comments have amazing power to them. You can do a whole lot to build somebody up, like their self-esteem, their ego, their self-confidence in a comment. And you can also do a lot to just knock somebody down. And I'm not going to talk a whole lot about that video, because I will post it and you'll all be seeing that in the next couple of days. But it was a long video, and I took a walk down to the river, which is where I have my favorite place to talk. But there is a lot of power in comments, and I've used comments to my advantage to help me push through and overcome and achieve things that I thought I was incapable of doing. And I've also been, at times, my mind has been at other places where comments only add to, it adds to some of the darkness that sometimes people deal with when they're going through a hard time. So comments can do a lot, and they can help or hurt. I wish that I was stronger. I tell Jamie this all the time. Jamie says that we can make a video and the comments, the same comments, may not affect her the way they affect me. And I really can't explain that. I think it's just the character makeup of me is just more of a people pleaser by nature. And why would you worry about one comment? Oh, guys, this wasn't one comment. This was like 100 comments, 200 comments, 300 comments. Huh? No, someone just now said, why would you worry about one comment? And guys, if we would never worry about one comment, because there's always going to be some asshole here and there.
Hold on.
But
What I said was, now I'm back because even though it's your live, I'm totally crashing it. What I said was,
careful, woman.
the comments are a comment of that video, that 10 minutes,
Hold on,
that
Jamie.
15
Let's
minutes.
do a Johnny Depp reenactment. Fix your hair.
Fix my hair? Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Y'all don't get that one, do you? Go ahead.
What I said was, I look at a comment as a judgment of that video. It's not a judgment of me because no one in the comments except for you know me as a person as a whole. So what that comment is reflective of is that 5, 10, 20 minutes of my life, not of me. So if they didn't like the video or didn't agree with what I did in the video, then they didn't agree with what they did in the video. However, when the same person has made it a point to go to all of your videos and then send you an email about what a horrible human being that you are, that one's a little bit of, that's a stretch. But yes, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who takes the time to watch and to give their opinion. How about that?
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, now I really am gone. I gotta go to work.
Thank you, baby. Now I wish I was a little bit stronger to where I did not let the comments affect me. But you know, if it's a random commenter here and there, it's true. You're always going to have somebody who's just having a miserable day, and they just want to, they want to wallow in their misery, and they want to bring you down with them. And so you can ignore one. You can always ignore a few. But I tell you what, the few videos that had just been, whew, it gets to be a little overwhelming. And at that point, I can't do it today. I just can't do it today. I cannot do it today. All I'm doing with my hands is trying to straighten out my shorts and my underwear. So, anywho, so I did say that I had made that video and I posted it to the Longhorn Lester YouTube. I'm not trying to promote the Longhorn Lester YouTube for everybody. I've got a great YouTube channel that's I'm a Survivor that has grown to over 200,000 in the last couple of years, and it's on a really nice pace. I figure, see, we don't do viral videos anymore. And in case you're wondering why we don't do that, most of you guys found the page through a viral video. But we stopped doing viral videos for, not that we don't have plenty of great viral content. You all know how the content that we grab, we have tons of viral content material. But listen, when you sell somebody your video, you give them exclusive rights. And I can't tell you how much money we've lost and have given away to other people. Now, has that content, when they have our name watermarked on it, it helps our page grow. But let's take the Dodo, for example. The Dodo is a page that I had a relationship with 4 different producers there at the Dodo. And so what I could do is, if I recorded a funny video or something that I thought was viral worthy, I would send it to those 4. And either the Dodo kids or the other Dodo channels would look into it. They have a Russian Dodo, and they would take it, and if they could use it, they would send me back a contract. And in that contract, it would be that I'm giving them exclusive rights to that video, and that in all that, any monies received, whatever, would be them, and et cetera, et cetera. They would never pay you very much for your video, maybe $200, $250 for your video. So whenever they would make their big Dodo presentation, they would make sure that they put their music, they put their name to it. They would also monetize the heck out of it. Now, the Dodo has some amazing editors, and if you watch the Dodo videos, then you see some really neat videos. But the Dodo makes a ton of money off advertising, yet they don't want to fairly distribute that money amongst the creators who give them that material. And so I told Jamie that we're going to cut ties with everybody, the Dodo, News Flare, Daily Mail, all the folks who we've sold videos to in the past to help get our name out there. We've cut ties with all of them because we can make more money doing it ourselves. Now, did that slow down the growth of the page? Well, yeah, obviously it did, because the Dodo may have 20 million folks watch one of their videos, and that means that 20 million people are seeing your name watermarked across that video, which was great. And that was great. Dodo was the one with that many viewers watching ads. The Dodo was probably making, and I'm just giving it a ballpark, the Dodo was probably making, let's just say $100,000 on Run Maggie Run. The Dodo, Run Maggie Run, which was my video. I got paid $200 from the Dodo, but guess what? I bet you that video, Run Maggie Run, has made them $100,000. And so all it did for us was put my name, I'm a Survivor Sanctuary, on the video. And so the page grew, the page grew, but the video belongs to them because I sold it to them. And so it's the same way with the Hurricane Harvey homecoming. I say homecoming, the reuniting video. Storyful is the viral video company that reached out to me and offered to buy it from me. Now, they had a little bit different offer. What Storyful does is they give you a 70/30% cut of whatever it makes. And so I went ahead and sold the video for $2,000, but now, and for as long as people watch that video, whatever money that Storyful makes off of that video, they send me 70% of it. So it was the money from that video that helped rebuild my house, rebuild my farm, and all that I did there around I'm a Survivor to get started. It was all from those viral videos. So I always tell Ellie, I tell Jake, I tell Jamie, I'm like, there's video here that is it's viral video worthy. How about the story of Journey? Journey, our little goat Journey. Journey and her videos could have had just a huge impact on so many people who are struggling and trying to go through a rough time, and seeing that little girl grow up and with her disabilities. But at that point, Jamie, Jake, Ellie had already started their YouTube channels, and they knew that whatever they gave away or sold on Journey would become ineligible to make money on our pages. And so it's a fine line. So now we try to grow organically. That's what they call it in the social media world. You try to grow your page organically. That means you don't have outside sources pushing your page. You're not paying somebody to expose your page to other channels. And so we've done a lot of growth organically, and I think that we've done that, but just by our consistency. And I speak for myself because I put out a video every single day. And so you guys know that come hell or high water, you're going to wake up in the morning, and at 8 o'clock my time, you're going to see a video from I'm a Survivor. Now, that video might have some Longhorn Lester content. It might have some animals. It might be a project that I'm working on. But it's consistent. You know it's going to be there. And then number two, it's variety. You never know exactly what you're going to get on any given day. It could be something that could be a tearjerker and bring out some emotions, or it could be something that it could give you a belly laugh and just make you smile from ear to ear and hold that smile for a while. or it could be boring. But you never know. You never know what you're going to get. And so I feel like you take those two things, and that has helped our pages a whole lot. Just being consistent and offering a variety. You know, a lot of channels that I watch are consistent. It's very easy to put out a video every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever their schedule is. But if you notice, every video is exactly the same. There's not really a variety. You pretty much know from one day to the next, to the next, to the next, what you're going to get. And hey, Jamie, I'm sorry, I gotta do this. This is someone's being mean again. Will you moderate and take off the Adler Farms comments? Listen, y'all, this is another thing about, I don't understand what your point is over here. Why? I don't understand the purpose in creating drama between Chad at Adler Farms and ourselves. And then you put it into all caps, which makes it where I can't hardly ignore it, and that's just so mean. Listen, Chad, I know Chad. I've spoken to Chad a few times, and I think he's a decent human being. And so who cares about what you're saying? And then the fact of saying that Chad copies all of our ideas and everything that we do, Chad copies them. That's not necessarily true, y'all. And I'm going to tell you why it's not true. Because farming is farming. Homesteading is homesteading. The things that you do on your channel, stop it. Stop the Chad stuff. I'm serious. Jamie's going to ban you. Jamie's going to ban you. And that's mean, because just leave Chad alone. This is not Chad's live, and stop bringing Chad up. And so what Chad does on his farm is the same thing that I do on my farm, or Daniel does on his farm, or Jason does on his farm, or Wes does on his farm, and anybody else. Chad does what Chad does. As far as having the girlfriend, the blonde girlfriend, or her buying animals to put in the rescue, which y'all keep saying, it doesn't matter, guys. If that woman, I forgot her name, I think it's Rhea, if she wants to buy an animal to save, then you buy an animal to save. I don't think there's a difference between a rescue being one that you literally rescue compared to one that you buy. And so ultimately, I think Chad's a decent human being, and I am happy that Chad loves his kids, and I'm happy that Chad has a girl in his life now, and what Chad does on his farm is what Chad does on his farm. And it doesn't matter if you feel like Chad copies all of our ideas, because farming is farming. At some point, we're all going to get around to doing the same thing. Now, if they're trying to turn their page into a rescue and a sanctuary, I have no idea. I haven't asked Chad, and he's not asked me for any advice. But I don't think it's a copycat kind of a thing. I think maybe it's people evolve kind of a thing. And so and ultimately, here's what I always say. This is how I feel. Thank you. This is what I always say. It doesn't matter how many pages, how many farm channels that you find. You're going to find out real fast who are the guys that you don't get along with, and you're going to slowly evolve away from those pages, and you will evolve into other pages. So it doesn't matter who copies who. If you like the way Lester does something, but not the way Daniel does something, or if you like the way Daniel does something, but not the way Lester does something, then naturally you're going to evolve more to the channel that you like. It doesn't matter if Daniel burns his pastures one day, and then a week later, Lester burns his pastures. Pastures have to get burnt. That's what we do when you want to have, have better grass the next season. So it's not a copycat necessarily. Who you're going to watch is whichever creator you relate to more. And if you relate to Daniel, then you'll watch Daniel burning his pastures. You'll watch Daniel no matter what he does. If you like Lester, then you'll watch Lester burn his pastures and burn his face and his shirts and his shorts. And Lester can burn. But I don't like it when people start trying to think that we're all copying each other, because farming is farming, and rescues are rescues, and offering a forever home is a forever home. I wish that what you would do is look past the focus and look at the surroundings. Look at the surroundings. And that's how you're going to judge that farmer or that rancher or that creator, is by their surroundings. Here's number one. Here, you want to evaluate a page. Do this. When they walk past their water, look and see if it's clean. If someone does not have the time to go out there and empty a water trough and scrub all the green out of it and refill it with fresh, clean water, then don't dare tell me that they're a good home for any farm animal, any dog, any cat. Not for sure. Don't be trying to offer and be a rescue or a sanctuary if you can't keep your water clean. And so that I have preached that from day one to everybody around I'm a Survivor. Number one priority. Someone says stop shouting. Am I shouting? I'm sorry. Let me get back on that river. Can you see the river? There it is. Isn't that beautiful? I wish there were a few less trees right there, but I'm over here in my prayer place, and I would not want to be shouting in my prayer place, because I don't think that God would appreciate that. No. So yeah, if I were you and you're trying to figure out a way to evaluate a page or a farm or a human, guys, don't look at how cute the man is. Oh, he got some nice facial hair. Or, ooh, he got some nice, he got some booty. Stop doing all that silly stuff. If you're watching them for the animals, then look at how they interact with their animals. If you know they're making money off of you watching them, then how are they spending their money? Are they improving their farm? Or are they buying fancy shoes? Are they buying new purses? Are they buying fancy trucks? I probably shouldn't have said that last part about what they buy, because I did buy a Longhorn Lester's. I did do that. Dang it. But I have a purpose for this property, and that's going to be a home for animals. So see, woo, I made up for that one. But no, let's not start the being mean between creators that you follow and trying to get them to argue and fight. I have absolutely nothing against Chad and his pretty girlfriend or fiance. What I care about in a man is what I know from the inside, and it seems like he loves his kids. It seems like he's not forgotten his kids in pursuit of women. He's not forgotten his kids in the money he's making off his channel. And so that's all I care about, that he takes care of his animals. And I don't know if he does. I don't watch his channel, so I don't know. So yes, so whoever's saying who's Chad, I'm not going to go promoting channels, but I know that I'm not copying, and if someone copies off of me, then isn't that a compliment? Wouldn't that be a compliment? Don't they say that the best form of something is something? There's an expression that goes out there, y'all. There's an expression that says something like that. The highest form of flattery is impersonation. Yes, the highest form of flattery is impersonation. So yeah, so if it is true from those that watch the different channels, and it seems like everything that me and Jamie do, then Chad and his girlfriend are copying, well, guess what? I'm flattered. I am so flattered. And so that's great. That's great. And all you have to do is decide which of those creators you gravitate towards more, and then find your happy place. Find your happy place. So that's what I would do if I were you. Okay, what else? Man, I went off on quite a tangent right there, didn't I? I did not mean to do that. You see, when I'm in my happy place, this is a really nice place. Hey, I will say one thing about Chad. Let me walk a little bit further over it. Now, I don't want to lose my signal. So here's what I do know. I'm just not going to move. I'm not going to move. I am not going to move. I'm just tired of standing. I'm just so tired of, oh, my shorts. I'm just tired of standing. Oh, my forward is rolling. I talked about making this channel, the Longhorn Lester's channel, into more of a after dark, a channel that you can kind of have that would allow you to say things that you can't normally say in the world we live in, with so many politically correct police out there making sure everything that you say is, you know. But I have learned that creators that have their normal page and then their after dark page end up losing support of their normal page. And here's why. Because people don't really want to know that other side of you, the after dark side of you. And so I thought about, I talked about this, and as a matter of fact, I got a gift in our gifting goodies, a sign that says Longhorn Lester's After Dark. And they wanted me to hang it in my tree here by the hammock, and I could make that be a place where only fans could come. You had to be a fan of the page, not a subscriber, but a fan. And you would have access to the real, the deep, the thoughts of Lester, and an occasional bad word, or I could just get some stuff off my chest. But after I thought more about it, and then I talked to a few people about it, I realized that after darks, they may be a neat place to go and get to know that person on more of a personal level without them having to kind of talk filtered. But it also sometimes can be, it can draw you away from that person. It can make you feel differently about that person. And so I want to give you one example of that. And I'm going to talk about my favorite teacher from high school. I don't care if you know his name. I'm not going to say his name because he may have kids who watch the channel and I don't want to deal with that. But listen, so I had this high school teacher who was my favorite teacher of all time. You know, I think that all of us have a favorite teacher who we remember all these years later. We still remember that one teacher. And so I had this favorite teacher in high school, and I idolized him. I thought he was just he was everything that I wanted to be as a teacher. And as a matter of fact, he was probably one of the reasons why I chose to go to college after high school to become a teacher. I wanted to be just like him. And so after I graduated and started college, I was gone for a couple of years to school. And then towards the end of my college career, they had me, every prospective teacher had to go spend time in an actual classroom. It's similar to like an internship. And so we were able to select the teacher, or they would give us one. And so I asked, could I go and sit in that semester with this particular teacher who I had idolized for all this time in high school. And they had asked him and he agreed. And so it was all set up, man. And so I went to sit and visit and observe. I would have to go an hour a day, once a week. And so I remember on one particular day when I would go to the classroom, it was great. I'd sit down in the back of the room or I'd walk around taking notes. And he was exactly like I remembered. Man, he would greet the kids at the door. He would shake their hands. He would walk by and sit down beside them and talk and tell stories. And he was absolutely amazing as far as his relationship with those students. And these are high school kids, right? Which is rare because a lot of high school kids want nothing to do with their teacher. He was everyone's favorite teacher, and I wanted to be just like him. But there was this one particular day where he wasn't going to be teaching. He had to go to an in-service. And he says, Lester, you're going with me. He goes, you're going with me. Because he wanted me to see what teaching is all about. And it's not just teaching, it's also going to an in-service on occasion. So I go that morning, and me and Mr. I almost said his name. We get in his car, And immediately his window rolls down about that far and he pops out a cigarette. Okay, I don't care, guys. I don't care if you smoke. I've been around plenty of smokers. My dad smoked for over half of my life. And so I know about smokers. And so fine, he pulls out a cigarette and he lets the, the smoke go out his window. That wasn't what bothered me. What bothered me was the conversation, because no longer was he in teacher mode. He was in, at that point, he was probably 50-year-old man mode. And the things that he was saying were vulgar, and they were very unbecoming of what I thought and what I valued in that man. We went to eat after the in-service. We went to eat lunch at Subway, and we were in a college town. So there were a lot of young ladies who were my age who were coming in. And, a lot of the girls were dressed very, college girls. They can dress very provocative. And you're in a college town, and here this 50-year-old man sitting there at Subway, and he's gawking, and he's slobbering at the mouth, not literally, but, and the things he was saying, just, guy talk. It's simply guy talk, which is fine. I guess that's what guys do, with your friends, but it wasn't what I thought he was like. I did not see him as being like that. And so it really made me feel differently about him. And I ended up finishing out my semester, got all my hours taken care of, and I was done. But I wish to God I had never done that, because it had completely changed my perspective of how I felt about this teacher. When I started my semester there, I had him on this pedestal, and I wanted to be just like him. And when that semester was over, I found myself wanting to be nothing like him. And so I did end up becoming a teacher, and I did remember a lot of the things that I learned from him that were positive. But I also remembered that I never wanted any of my students who loved me so much as Mr. Morrow to ever see a side of me on Facebook or on YouTube or on Instagram where they did not see the same Mr. Morrow. And so I feel a little bit guilty when I make a video where I add word. Because I have cursed a little bit on my videos, especially when it comes time to working with Carl or some of the different things that Carl has done. And I always worry that one of my former students who used to hold me on this pedestal is going to see that and think differently about me. And I hope that they don't. But so I get it. Mr. Finn Dyson was a grown man. And if he's a grown man and he wants to say, wow, look at the knockers on that one, fine. That's what men do. All ages of men do. But not my teacher. Not the guy that I had on this pedestal for all this time. I didn't think that he looked at girls' boobs. I didn't think that he checked out girls' behinds. And I didn't think that he said bad words. And I didn't think that he smoked cigarettes one behind the other like a chain smoker. And I didn't think that he drove around in a car that was full of smoke and had a back seat that was full of Taco Bell. And you know what I'm saying? So someone stop saying report him. I'm not going to report him. He did nothing wrong. He did nothing ethically or morally wrong, nothing illegal, because 50-year-old men can look at women. But I did not think that he was like that. So I guess there's someone named Dennis who's being a little bit. So Dennis, if you're watching, do me a favor and just go away. Dennis, if all of these ladies are sitting there saying that you're being childish and immature. Jamie, poor Jamie, she's trying to work. Guys, and Dennis is not going to do anything to the animals, all right? Let me tell y'all something. And I said this to every one of my neighbors. I'm not going to tell you because you're going to think differently about me. But I will just say this. Dennis, here in Texas, everybody who you see, every single one of us, have some type of firearm. We do. We have a firearm. And everyone knows that in Texas, the Texas law says you're allowed to protect and defend your property. And so, Dennis, if you really are out there threatening the animals like some kind of a weirdo, you're not going to do anything to my animals, Dennis. And so I left animals behind once, and I wasn't able to save them from a horrific flood. And that guilt has eaten at me. It has eaten at me for the last 5 years. There's just this guilt has eaten at me. And so now I'm going to do everything I can, and I've pledged that to do everything I can to protect my animals. And I have no problem, Dennis, by taking some twerp like you, and I better stop already because that's like me being threatening. Leave my animals alone, Dennis. And for all of you ladies, just report him, and then we'll go back later and I'll find the tab, and I'll take care of him. Jamie is working. I hate to make her jump off and get on her computer and do all that she has to do, but anyway, my friends, I've exceeded my hour, and I know that you got things to do and I have things to do. It's a beautiful day. It's about 75 degrees, and we are blessed to be here on a great day to get some work done. I've already done a whole lot this morning, and I have a few more things to do now. It's almost time for me to have an actual lunch. So thank y'all for joining me here at my prayer place. And just try to be kind, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know exactly what videos you have not seen yet, but there's going to be videos where I make mistakes, where I don't do things the way you would do them. And then I may, in fact, have to come back later and say, you know what, I should have thought about that. I should have thought about the way that was going to be perceived, the way that was going to be looked at. I do feel bad for that turtle. I don't feel bad for Jamie's garden because Jamie knew all along that I was going to do that. You didn't know, but Jamie knew. And so by me saying that, Jamie's going to be mad. That was me just building some dramatics, y'all. That was me just trying to play the role of the antagonist in this storyline. And so I don't mind playing that role of the antagonist. I don't mind doing that. But I did not know it was going to offend you so much. So I apologize for whatever hard feelings you had that day, but I don't apologize for what I did. So I hope that you heard me when I say that. I apologized for you not understanding it was a video that was created for entertainment purposes. And in that particular video, I played the role of the antagonist. I do not apologize for what I did, because what I did was something that Jamie and I knew I was going to do. You didn't know that. And so as far as the turtle goes, I apologize for me not realizing that turtle had probably climbed that hill for a reason. And that reason was to probably lay eggs in that sand. And so by me taking that turtle and taking it all the way back down that hill and forcing it to reclimb it again later was something I did not think about. And so I do apologize for that. And I thank you for calling attention to it. But yeah, there'll be other videos where I make mistakes, but I am learning in all of this. You guys make sure to go over to the Longhorn Lester's YouTube channel. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. I'm not trying to build two channels. It's I wanted to have the channel so no one else could claim it as theirs. And so I put the video last night. It's the April video that is pretty emotional. And if you want to get a good sky eye drone view, a bird's eye view of Longhorn Lester's, I think you'll enjoy that particular video. And so, all right, with that, I'm going to leave you and start my day here. So thank you all. And Jamie and I will see y'all on Sunday. We'll be back at the house so we can have a normal live without the wind. And then we will we'll get back to maybe having a couple of letters we can read and talking about some things we talk about together. But I appreciate you so much, and I'm just going to take and spin this camera around and just show you what you've done for me and what you've gifted me. You've given me a prayer place, which is right over here behind me. Can y'all see hammock there, and you've given us a place for a garden, and you've given us a place for Tex and his family to come live, and you've given us a place to get Carl and a couple of his lady friends and some of our goats. And this is going to be the place where I will one day, when I finally get to my rocking chair era, the era of my life when I can finally sit in a rocking chair, or in my case, maybe a hammock, you've given me a place to do that. And so this is a beautiful gift, and it's one that I don't deserve, and it's one that I'm just so blessed to be the recipient of. And I'm going to go ahead and stop now before I start getting all into that feels again. So thank you all so very much. All right, Longhorn Lester's out.